welcome to Girls Game Shelf. Today I get to teach you how to play Bellum Sacrum, which is a two-player card game. And the story of this game is that all of the gods in Olympus are bored, and so they pass the time by honing their skills on the battlefield. The goal of this game is to plow through your opponent's warrior column in order to win a trophy. There are 10 different types of cards in the game, and you can either use each card as a warrior for their attack or their defense, or you can use them to invoke their godlike power, which will give you a leg up on the battlefield. That decision on how to use each card in your hand is part of what makes Bellum Sacrum full of light, yet somehow brain-busting choices. Before we go into setup and the rules, I want to show you the invisible playing spaces here. See, each player is going to place their warrior in their column, starting from the front of their line and going down. There are only 3 spaces that can be used at a time. To set up the game, separate the deck into 2 piles. This card will let you know how many of each card type you'll receive. The lower the number, the less savage the attack and the invocation power will be. But the more of them that you'll receive. The higher the number, the more valuable the card will be for you, but the fewer of them you will receive. Find the trophy cards and put them aside. Then each player is going to shuffle their deck and draw 5 cards to start. And now you're ready to begin. Now this is how a turn goes. Each player gets 4 actions for each turn. The first player of the game will only get 3 actions to start. These actions can be taken in any order, any number of times. The first action you can take is to draw 3 cards. Simple enough. The next action you can take is to deploy one of your warriors. To deploy warriors, you look through your hand and you can either deploy 1 card or many of the same type of card to be 1 warrior, making the warrior stronger because you are increasing the attack value if you play more than 1 card. So I could just put down 1 card, but if I have 2 of the same color, then I can have a stronger warrior. And who does not want a stronger warrior on their team? Next, you can attack. When attacking, you're going to look at the total attack value of your warrior and compare it to the defense value of your opponent's. Your opponent will not strike you back, so you don't have to worry about their attack value. And when your opponent attacks or you attack, you're going to attack in order of how you placed them. So this one is going to attack first, and when you're being attacked, they're the ones that are going to get hit first too. Attacks do not trickle down to the next warrior. They stop just with this 1 warrior. Because you're not hitting Diana, but also hitting Neptune in the back. It's not like slapstick comedy where Diana falls into Neptune. You're just hitting Diana. If you fight a warrior that has multiple cards down, you do damage to that warrior, weakening it with whatever you can hit it for. For example, this warrior hit this one with an attack value of 10. Now I have a defense value of 12 over here. So they didn't get rid of my warrior entirely. They just weakened her, wounded her a little bit. So I have to get rid of some of the cards. Weakening a warrior with your attack is a great strategy if you have a warrior that is just really strong with lots of cards that are strengthening them. There are 2 options to attack. You can do an unsupported attack, meaning just 1 warrior attacks another opponent on the other side. Or you can do a supported attack. In a supported attack, you would use 2 or more warriors to attack, making the total attack value very strong. Another action you can take is to strengthen a warrior that you already have out fighting for you. So let's say that I had Diana here. Now when I first put her down, I only had the 1 card. But now I've drawn more and I have more cards that I can put there to support her. So when you're strengthening your card, you're not adding more warriors to your column. You are instead just making that 1 warrior really good at fighting. Finally, you can invoke a god's ability. Now, invoking a god's ability is always a gamble because if you put a card down to invoke the ability, the other player can block that invocation by putting down the same card if they have it in their hand. You do have the option of putting down 2 cards to increase your chances of letting that invocation go through. And some of these powers really help to keep the game in balance. So for example, if I have the smallest hand, I can invoke this card, which will allow me to draw up to 5 cards so I can catch up a bit. Or if my opponent has a super strong warrior that I just can't get rid of, I can invoke this card, which will allow me to get rid of any warrior. Like I said though, it's always a gamble to invoke these cards, which is part of the fun. If in your turn you have been able to get rid of all of the warriors on your opponent's side, then you get a trophy. And when you get a trophy, you feel amazing, but also on the next turn, your opponent will also get an extra action that they can take for a total of 5 actions. The first player to win 5 trophies wins the game. And that is how you play Bellum Sacrum. My tip for playing well is to make sure that you hold on to some of these stronger cards in your hand so that you're able to block opponents if they play something like this. Because it's tempting to play it as a warrior. It is, because it's so strong. But this card also has the ability to eradicate another warrior in its entirety. So if you intend on using these higher cards as warriors, just be sure to make it count. Bellum Sacrum is coming to Kickstarter soon. I will put the details for this game below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Girls Game Shelf. Bye.